Well, good evening, everybody. This is Ray coming to you tonight. JC was not available to do the Friday Night Live, and we wanted to make sure that you guys got the information you needed for a Friday evening live. So I am actually coming to you tonight from my hotel room in uh, Auburn, Maine. Literally on the other side of the country. But so let's go ahead and get things started for tonight. Got kind of a neat little agenda planned for you. Got some neat stuff that we're going to do out of the ordinary. But all of our Beyond the Call of Duty family, our End of Watch family, thank you guys so much for everything you do to keep us rolling and keep us moving. And we're going to talk a little bit tonight. We're going to start off by introducing some people, and I want to talk a little bit about the history of Beyond the Call of Duty, and then we're going to bring some people on as some guests to talk a little bit about what Beyond the Call of Duty and what End of Watch means to them. But we're going to start talking about some statistics, and I'm going to put up a screen here, and we're going to talk about the ride that we did, the Ride to Remember for 2019. We honored 157 officers, visited 93 departments, traveled for 68 days, and did a little over 19,000 miles. 2020, we remembered and honored 400 officers, visited 194 departments, traveled for 84 days, and traveled over 23,000 miles. This year, for the Ride to Remember 2021, we are going to be remembering 579 officers. Department stops, department visits are about 245. We definitely will be over 90 days, and we're going to be over 25,000 miles. This year is going to be a long, long ride. That's actually what I'm working on right now, is working with JC and working on the actual routes and actual maps and the daily breakdowns. So that being said, I've got three very special guests with us that I'm going to bring on here. And I'd like them, they don't know what they're in for yet. They just volunteered to do this. So we're going to bring them on, and we're going to bring on Amy, Eddie, and Bree. And we bring them on here. Have them screen. Hey, guys. There they are. So there they are. So there's Bree, there's Eddie, and Amy. Turn the camera so we can see you. You can't see Amy.
We can't
Amy, are you there?
Because it's so loud.
Okay, gotcha. Well, the reason I wanted to bring you guys on tonight was we're talking a little bit about the history of Beyond the Call of Duty. And real quick, I don't want to take a whole lot of your time because you guys are out having a good time and partying it up. Wish we were with you. But real quick, talk about who your hero was, who your fallen officer was, and what Beyond the Call of Duty and the End of Watch means to each of you.
Okay, so who your hero was, how you met Call of Duty, and what it means to you.
Oh, good.
And who you are.
Okay, I'm Bree Weber, and my father-in-law, Alan Weber, died of COVID in December of 2020. And I met all these wonderful people in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, when they were on a stop. And we just showed up to look at the trailer, because my dad told me it was there. And we just kind of all fell in love and made a family with them. And I honestly don't know where I'd be today without everybody. Hence why we're in Denver eating together now.
Awesome. Where are you guys at? Where are you having dinner?
What do you say?
What?
Say again, Ray?
Where are you guys having dinner?
Bonefish Grill.
The Bonefish Grill in Denver.
In Denver. Okay, cool. So you traveled up to Denver. Bree, you traveled up to Denver?
Yeah, I'm in Denver for a dance action with Rylan this weekend.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, let's go on to Eddie. Let's move on to Eddie.
Something about Eddie.
I think he said, let's go to Eddie.
No. I'm Eddie Gomez.
Yes, let's go to Eddie. Let's move to Eddie.
My officer is
Groves.
Officer Dan Groves, Corporal with Colorado State Patrol. His End of Watch is 3/13/19, so Last weekend was actually his third end of year end of watch. Met Beyond the Call of Duty when they came through on the initial ride, and they stopped in Colorado to honor both Dan and Will. And wow, Beyond the Call of Duty has taken me in, let me know that I'm not alone, has introduced me to a world of survivors that I don't know what I would do. I would not be the same person without them. And then being able to be part of the ride last year was absolutely amazing, and was probably the biggest part of my healing was done on that ride.
Awesome.
Next.
All right, let's move over to Amy.
Wait, I don't know what happened. Oh, we lost you. Okay. Hey. I am Amy Modane, and my officer was Master Trooper William Modane with the Colorado State Patrol. He was killed June 14th, 2019. I met Beyond the Call with Eddie and my family when you guys came to Denver on your first initial ride. And then after that, you guys just, like Eddie said and like Bree said, just became a family. And I also went on the ride this summer alongside Eddie, and that's how we met Bree, and have grown this bond with her across state lines and many others across the country. And Beyond the Call of Duty is extremely special to me and my heart as well. I also did a lot of healing on the ride this summer and learned a lot about myself and my grief that I didn't realize that I wasn't dealing with. And just, I love what you guys do and what you stand for, and how you acknowledge families and their loss, and then you carry on and you encourage them in their healing and love them. And there's not a lot of organizations out there besides our Blue Line Bears that do that and create those personal, create those personal relationships with families the way that you have, Ray and Jim and Shaw and both Lances and, Allison. Oh my gosh, Jason, you guys are all amazing, and we are so appreciative of you guys, and we love you. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will let you guys get back to your dinner and your socializing and your family time, because you guys are all family. You're part of the Blue Line Bear family. You're part of the End of Watch family, and we love all of you. So I'll let you guys get back to your dinner. Thank you for taking a couple minutes out and sharing your story. And we will talk to you guys again soon.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye. Thanks. Okay, so wanted to bring them on tonight briefly to make this real. Everything that we do for the survivors. We are here to honor and remember these fallen heroes from all over the country. And, as we travel the country every year, and as we make these stops at these departments, we build relationships with these survivors, and these survivors become part of our family, part of the Beyond the Call of Duty family, part of the End of Watch family. Eddie and Amy rode with us last year. They came on for parts of the ride and were able to spend some time with us and be there as support for additional families that we met last year. And I'm sure Bree's going to do the same this year, and Eddie and Amy as well. So I wanted to bring them on and start tonight's live, really making this real for everybody that watches this. This is not just somebody, we're not an organization that's out there that rides motorcycles. We're out there as an organization that builds relationships, helps with the healing, and creates a family. So, as we move forward and we talk about moving into this Ride to Remember 2021, which will be our biggest and best year on the road, I want to talk a little bit about the sponsorship side of this. So obviously it takes funding. It takes a lot of funding. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We travel the country with two trucks and a trailer this year. Last year we had 2 trucks and 2 trailers, 6 motorcycles, plus a support vehicle occasionally, travel in and out, people bouncing in and out, airfare, hotels, food. This all comes at a huge, huge expense. And we've been very fortunate in the past to have some really awesome sponsors. And this year, we're still in need of some sponsors. So let me start off by showing you guys. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the different levels of sponsorship that are out there. And if you know anybody that sees this video, if you know somebody that might be interested in sponsoring us, if you know a company, if you know individuals, if you know philanthropists that might be interested in looking for an organization that does great things that they want to help sponsor and help donate to, please reach out to us. You can reach us through our social media. You can reach us through our Facebook page. info@eowride.org is our email address. You can send an email out and help put us in touch with these people. Obviously we have connections. I've got connections in Ohio that we can reach out to. Cammie's got, other connections in Tennessee that she can reach out to. Chris has got connections in his part of the country, and JC's got connections in the whole Phoenix Protective Team has connections in the Spokane area. But there's a whole rest of the country that we need to get to. And I know there's people watching this video from all over the country. So if you know of these companies, if you know these people, you know these organizations that are looking or might be willing to, please reach out and put them in touch with us, and we can explain to them what we have got going on and what is available. So a couple different sponsorship levels that we have. Our diamond level sponsor, we still have 2 open spots for this. And it includes a 3x3 or larger logo on our trailer, premium placement on our website. We'll feature on all of our live broadcasts and social media and other platforms. All newsletters and information that goes out, we'll post. So it's a great, those are our big sponsors, and we need a couple of those left. Our platinum sponsors are anywhere between $25,000 and $100,000. And again, this is a 1 foot by 1 foot or larger logo on the actual end of watch trailer. And again, we'll talk about them on our nightcap editions. We'll talk about them on social media. We'll talk about them in our newsletters. We'll talk about them throughout the ride and the launch. So, again, these are really important to get people out there. A lot of money. We're talking about $25,000 to $100,000 plus. There's a lot of money there. But let's talk about the ones that are a little bit easier to talk about. Let's talk about the 1,000 to 25,000 donors. So our gold level sponsors, 5,000 to 25,000. We'll get the logo on the trailer for a year, placement on our website. We'll talk about talk about you in social media, talk about you during nightcap editions. And again, this is for these sponsors that want to make a difference. We are a 501c3. These are tax deductible donations and sponsorships. And then our silver level is our $1,000 to $5,000 sponsors. And again, logo on the trailer. We'll talk about your website. We'll talk about your logo on our website. And we'll talk about your social media posts. We'll also talk about you during our nightcap editions, at various points through the ride. So again, this is a way that, we don't want to make this about money, but it costs a lot of money to do this trip. It costs a lot to make this thing happen. And that's why I wanted to start off with some of the survivors. I wanted you all to meet them, see that they're real people, see how what we do impacts their lives. And it really does help in the efforts that we have. The money that we raise while we're on the trip, the donations we get while we're on the trip, the merchandise we sell, that money all goes back to other programs to support the survivors. None of that money goes towards funding the trip. And none of us are paid. We're all volunteers. Everybody who does this organization, nobody is paid out of the organization. And, it still costs a lot of money. With the price of fuel this year, we're looking at the fuel cost almost tripling from what it was when we did the ride last summer. And that's huge, and quadruple from where it was 2 years ago. So there's a lot of expense that goes into this. When we're talking about sponsors, I want to throw up a logo here of Selkirk Construction, and they are out of Hayden, Idaho, and they are our newest silver sponsor, and they've stepped up to help. They also are going to host. They're also going to host the live raffle drawing for the 63 Nova, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But they're going to play a huge part in that as well. So as we go, as we talk about the ride, and we talk about the sponsorship, and we talk about the families, let's talk about this year's ride. Let's talk about what's coming up. So I'm going to put a map up here so everybody can see. This is what this year's route looks like. Now we're still working on the details of the actual stops and the times and the days. I can tell you that because I'm working intimately on this, that we are looking at probably right around the 90 to 95 day mark, give or take a few. We're still working on some things, trying to combine some departments as we travel the country. But we will start up in Spokane, up in the Pacific Northwest, and we'll head down the West Coast, head up and hit a couple stops in Nevada and Utah, and then come back down and go across New Mexico into Texas. Texas, Florida, and Georgia, unfortunately, are the three big winners this year. Those three states have the most stops, and we'll be spending the most amount of time in those three states. But you'll see we kind of work our way across the southern half of the state, and it looks. This is not, when people talk about doing a cross country ride, this is anything but a cross country ride, because it is. You can see from this map that it's all dictated by these heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice for their community. And we do a lot of zigzagging, we do a lot of backtracking, we do a lot of ups and downs and back and forth to make this map happen. And that's why it's not just simply driving and riding from the West Coast to the East Coast and then back again. This is where that 25,000 plus miles comes into play, as opposed to the 3,000 mile mark. Each direction. So that gives you a heads up. Hopefully by the end of March, beginning of April, we'll be able to have the daily map, the daily routes out for you with our stops and where we're going to be and exactly what dates and what times. So anybody that wants to join us is able to, and we can start honoring and remembering these heroes from 2021. And again, 567, I believe, I'm going off of memory here, but I think it was 567, at least as of today. That number keeps rising. A lot of that has to do with COVIDs that are being categorized as line of duties. So that number has grown. I think when we actually hit January 1st, I think the number was like 503. And as these departments are categorizing their losses due to COVID and finding out they were line of duty, they're being added in. So we're up to 567 or 570 at this point. So Chris is telling me here, 581. So 581 is the number. Like I said, that number just keeps growing and growing and growing. So thank you, Chris, for that. Okay, so as we move on here, let's talk about a couple events that we have coming up. We got a really, really cool one that is going to last for a little while, but we are going to bring up. Let me look at my pictures here. Where is it? There it is. So first big thing we want to talk about is we want to talk about the raffle that we have going on, or will have going on here very shortly, for the 1963 Nova. This was a ground up restoration and done by Ron's Auto Restorations. And we are going to be selling tickets for $50 a piece. And the drawing will be held live on Saturday, September 17th. So after we get back from the ride, and this is, again, where Selkirk Construction is going to come into play, because we're going to host it at their facility in Hayden, Idaho. So the tickets are not actually available yet, but they will be very, very soon. Keep an eye on us on social media and on our website, and we will have that information up as soon as they are available. We're just working out some details of how to make everything work. So again, this is another way that we're going to raise money to help not only fund the organization and fund the ride, but to be able to give back to these families and be able to help support these families as well, because that's, again, what we're all about. Again, you heard how much this means to Eddie, Bree, and Amy, and we can go on and on and on. I could bring hundreds of families on here, and they're going to tell you the same thing, that that's what we're all about. So, again, thank you to Selkirk for stepping up, not only with the raffle and hosting the raffle when we do it live, but for becoming our new sponsor. All right, a couple other events that we have coming up. I'm going to throw up another flyer here for We talk about Jen Harbor and how much she does for us, and she's just an amazing asset to what we do in the community, and she is absolutely a godsend to us. She has coordinated a axe throwing fundraiser for us, and that will be held at what's the name of this place? This place is Jumpin' Jackalope in Spokane. And basically what this is, if you have any questions, you can contact Jen. We got this up on the flyer here, and you can find this on social media, but Jen will be putting this together. It's $225 buy-in for 7 throwers. And those are for the teams. And I don't know a whole lot of the details about how this all will work, but Jen can answer those questions for you. And again, it's another way to help us get some money in the kitty here to get this Ride to Remember 2021 off on the right foot when we start on June 1st. And you know what? Let me go back to that as we talk about the map. We will be kicking off from, that's the one date and time that I can give you. We will be kicking off from Lone Wolf Harley Davidson in Spokane Valley at 8 a.m. on June 1st. As of right now, that is the date that we're going to be leaving. I don't think that's going to change. Let's see here. All right. And then the last event that I want to talk about here is it's called the Jacked Up Big Show. And it's a car show. Again, this is going to be hosted by Lone Wolf Harley Davidson on July 16th. From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this event, it's a charity fundraiser for Beyond the Call of Duty, hosted by Lone Wolf Harley Davidson. It's for fallen police officers and their families. This is the 5th annual event that they've done. Cars, motorcycles, trucks, classics. It's going to be a free family event for you to come to and help support these great causes like Beyond the Call of Duty. So if you're anywhere near the Spokane area, in July, again, we will be out on the ride for this. So the End of Watch team will be out visiting families and departments while this event is going on. But that just shows you the love and support that we have from Lone Wolf Harley Davidson. As we're out on the road, they're going to continue to promote us and help keep this organization and this mission alive as we travel the country. So that really is it. I am so grateful and so honored that JC called me today and I was able to hop in and help him out and do this live tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you as you guys follow us on Facebook and you follow us on social media and you follow us on other platforms. Want to send a shout out to Chris, who does a lot of our social media stuff. He does a lot of those TikToks that you see honoring the fallen. Doing the posts of the officers that from the past that are on there. We have all of us that are involved with this organization have promised to never forget. And that goes long before 2019. There are officers that were lost, way back. And, our mission is to make sure that these families understand that we will never forget the sacrifice of these heroes. We will never forget, more importantly, the families that are left behind, the heroes. And we do that through all kinds of different ways. We do it through personal interaction. We do it through bringing them to other events. We do it through stopping and visiting them while we're out on our ride. And sometimes it's just a matter of a simple thank you. Sometimes it's just a phone call. It's a post on social media. It's an email. It's a text message. I can tell you that everybody involved in this organization has the love and the passion to make sure that these heroes, these survivors, know that they're never forgotten, as well as their loved one. So I want to thank each and every one of you who do whatever you can to help support us, whether it's going on the ride with us, whether it's financial support, whether it is just moral support, reaching out to these survivors, letting them know that you're thinking about them. It means the world to so many people, and we just want to say thank you to all of you. So let's go to some comments. Let's see what kind of comments we have up here for tonight. Let's see. Scroll back up to the top. Janie, let's see. Janie Moose at a memorial parade for Officer Calta in Pierce County. So thanks for Cynthia, hello, loves. Happy Friday from Las Vegas. Happy Friday to you. Looking forward to seeing you guys in a ride again this summer. Melissa says hello to everybody. Emery's another one that hi Ray, Eddie, and Amy. Eddie, hello, or Emery, hello. And I got to tell you, I had the opportunity last summer to ride with Emery's brother all summer long, and created a really special bond with Emery and the entire family. And this is what I'm talking about: is that it's not this is not about officers from 2019 or 2020 or 2021. Emery's brother was killed back in 2003, and we did our part to make sure we keep his memory alive. So again, Emery is a huge supporter, and we love you, Emery. Thank you so much for watching and following us. Chris said, great job, Ray. Thank you for the moral support. I'll have a cocktail here waiting for me as I get off the video here. Cynthia says, happy birthday, Ann. Dwayne McAtee, hello from Missouri. We have a couple stops in Missouri coming this year. We're going to be in Independence over on the Kansas border, and I know we'll be in St. Louis. So we do have a couple stops in Missouri. Cynthia says hello to Ray. So hi, Cynthia, again. So again, I want to thank all of you. It's been my honor to do this live tonight. And again, more importantly, I'm humbled to be a part of this organization. The impact that we make, we see is just, we do our part and what we can, but it means so much to these survivors and these families. So I'm humbled and I'm honored to be a part of this. And I thank JC for allowing me and giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. But the entire team, and there's so many of us. So it's the riders, it's the people behind the scenes, it's the people doing the fundraising. It's the Jen Harbors that are out there plugging us day in and day out and doing things, every day. It's the Allisons and the Chris's right now that are reaching out to all of these departments, trying to coordinate these stops. Because again, putting this many stops together in 90 days is not easy. We've got Jason and Will, and we got Lance and the whole. I could go on and on. Everybody, we all are honored to be here. We're all honored to be a part of this, and we do it for the survivors. We do it to keep their memories, the memories of their loved ones and their heroes alive. So I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Have a great night.